Hey guys,
Hi.
whoever is listening or is about to hop on, this is officially our first DBT after hours discussion. It's something we've been really wanting to do for a long time just because our tribe gets together once a month and we have really in-depth, intimate conversations about our goals, the things that we're struggling with, the things that, we have been programmed or conditioned to do and we're trying to get rid of. So we just kind of wanted to share that with other people that are interested in joining the tribe or just are here to listen. Being a part of something bigger than us has inspired us to give back more and more, even though this is something both Lily and I are kind of uncomfortable doing. Just like getting in front of your phone and talking can be a little bit awkward, but I hope that we can see who joins as we're talking. So if you guys would like to hop on and join our discussion, since we're all snowed in Alaska, super weird, but yeah, kind of stuck here.
It's pretty though.
It's pretty. I'm learning to embrace it, but definitely
making the best of it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So, are we able to see anybody?
Right now, there's nobody on.
Okay, it's all good. We can just have our own discussion, and whoever is meant to hear it is meant to hear it.
For sure.
So, something I wanted to talk about is when I was looking back at the first live Reem and me did a few days ago about the introduction to the 4 agreements. Mm-hmm. In the beginning of the video, I was like touching my hair and like, talking about, messy hair, don't care basically, or like, just passing jokes at my appearance. And rewatching it, I was like, well, I had an epiphany, like not like an epiphany because I thought of it before, but it was just like an increased amount of awareness to that. So I was like, why am I making assumptions that people are judging me based off of my appearance if I'm not subconsciously judging myself? Oof. Right. So it was like, where does that come from? Like, why am I judging what my hair looks like or care or assume that other people are doing the same? Right. It just had me thinking. And
what did you come up with at that moment? Like when you just had that thought, because like you said, it's not like you catch yourself saying it from time to time, but that exact moment, what were you thinking?
Think that there, honestly, like, there's so much pressure on women to look a certain way and dress a certain way, and who do you please? Do you please the people? Do you please your parents? Do you please yourself? Do you please God? Like, there's just so much pressure, especially on women in our society and even other cultures, to look and present ourselves a certain way. So I think it comes from that, just like the programming and conditioning, and also like having an idea of what beauty looks like. Right. Because what's beautiful to me may not be beautiful to you.
Who are we to define beauty and define it only in one way?
Right. So it's like, to me, I now embrace and love my curls and understand that this is going to be a forever mane that everybody's going to have to deal with. Like, I love and embrace it, but, you're my sister. Growing up, there's a time in my life where I wanted to straighten my hair every day. And
yeah, because we go back to that condition that we were brought into of like, that's how you're supposed to look. This is how you are going to be beautiful. This is da-da-da-da. But growing up and growing into ourselves, it kind of just gave us a complete different perspective on what beauty is.
Yeah.
And to just, release judgment at the end, like, people, especially women, like, we find ourselves like just being a little more judgmental than we want or we think we are. But
yeah, we're super hard on ourselves. Like, super. Like, I am my worst critic 100%. Like, it's crazy. And, learning to be kinder to myself is really another way that I need to practice self-love. Like, it goes beyond just accepting yourself, because I find myself sometimes spending more time in front of the mirror than I'd like to, even though that, you know, that there are certain points in my life where I did and I didn't, and I went back and forth, and now I'm like at that point where I'm like, why am I so worried about what the outside looks like when I should be focusing more on what the inside looks like? Like, that is what radiates true beauty to me, because the best compliment I've ever received was, I love your aura. I love your energy. I love your spirit. Yeah. And that comes from self-love. It comes from gratitude. It comes from connecting with nature. It comes from doing the things that nurture your soul and your spirit. And finding the time to do those things is, we have to learn as women that it's not selfish. Prioritizing yourself and prioritizing your needs and making sure that you're okay and you're in a space mentally, emotionally, and physically to take care of others is so essential, because that is your true feminine divine energy. When you take care of you, then you are able to take care of everybody else. You can't expect or rely on your spouse or your siblings or your friends or anybody in your life to give you what you need to give you, because then it turns into either a parasitic relationship, a codependent relationship, and it's more of a give and take. But if your cup is always full, baby, you're not going to wait for nobody else to fill nothing. And so for me, like, that is so hard, especially right now, like with Tavi, like 10 months old, and, you know, trying to focus on building my career and working on my goals and also taking care of my health and, you know, fitting all of my family life and my husband's family life. And it's just, sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. So finding that time and, you know, not feeling guilty about taking that time has been an important part of my journey.
Yeah, but you just have to, you know, when you find yourself not having the time, like, always remember 5 minutes isn't gonna hurt no one. Like, even if it's just 90 seconds that you just take to yourself, do what you need to do, and then just get back to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Twice a day, that's, you know, 10 minutes that you gave yourself.
Yeah, that's true. I
like,
definitely
find, you know, sometimes we beat ourselves. Oh, like, we can't do this. We don't have the time. But we don't realize, like, the little steps. Like,
yeah,
we want to do it perfect, but it's not about perfection. It's not about, you know, having the time of the world. It's about the time that you make.
Yeah. And be intentional about it.
Yeah.
That's so true. Can you see if, like, there's... Because I texted our tribe.
Oh, okay. We have, hi, Lauren. Hi, Book Queen. Curly hair girl here. I agree with you. It took me an abusive relationship to find out about self-love.
I wish I could see her profile from my phone just to see...
If anyone wants to join our live, let us know, and you can either send a request or I can send a request to you.
Yeah, we'd love to hear
different perspectives and different...
Always. Different points of view.
For me, so we go back to the, you know, we're harsh on ourselves, and, like, you know, I had that, you know, self-realization, I can say, like, at least a year ago. It was just, you know... And I still find myself from time to time, like I was telling you, like, I do it, but I just stop and ask myself, like, why am I looking at myself as, like, I'm a hot mess? Like, I think I look beautiful. Like, I just switched that mentality of, like, okay, if I'm judging myself, then of course everyone around me is going to be feeling the same way. But I've realized the more that, you know, the more natural I am, the more compliments and the more times I get stopped throughout, like, you know, whether I'm going to the grocery store, whether I'm at work, or whether, you know, whatever it is, like, oh my God, I love your hair today, or oh my God, and it's like, in my head, it was those same thoughts. I'd look at myself and be like, okay, I mean, I'm still gonna go out, like, even though I wasn't 100% content with my appearance, and it just, like, it's been blowing my mind, because I'm like, wow, like, it really was just a like, you know, conscious thought that we have as, again, women, and it's just us. Like, it's not the people, it's us, it's our judgment to ourselves. And once we release that, like,
but I think really also Lily, for you, like, a lot of it comes from you being true to yourself. So that authenticity, that self-acceptance, that beautiful, like, way of releasing judgment radiates in your vibration. So that's why people can feel the genuineness, feel the authenticity, and gravitate towards complimenting you or saying something. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's definitely a good way of flipping the script, because Don Miguel Ruiz in the Four Agreements, the Fifth Agreement, the Mastery of Love, the Mastery of I can't remember what the other one was, slipped my mind, but he said it best. He's like, we have a tyrant, a judge, and a victim inside our minds at all times. Like, this is so crazy. Like, if you really look at your life from this day forward, and that nonstop chatter in your mind as those three things, the judge, the tyrant, and the victim, then I promise you your whole life will change, because you can learn to shut them up and live according to your higher consciousness and be more aware of the energy and the vibrations that you put out.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Because sometimes I find myself in the victim mentality. Like, sometimes I find myself being the bitter, angry, resentful, but I have to like quickly recognize it and redirect it. Like,
and that's the important part, is like, being aware and conscious of those thoughts, because
and not beat yourself up for it. That's
right.
a big one. Like, because walking around with that shame and that guilt is just such a heavy. Yes, it's exhausting.
I did it for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, it hurts. It hurts you, like, internally, externally, like, physically, emotionally, mentally, all of it. Just, it's not a fun space to be in.
I stopped wearing makeup even. That's awesome.
Girl,
but
I barely
clean.
wear makeup too.
Yeah, we're both
natural
here.
beauty here. I embrace every woman with or without makeup, but yes, I'd hope that we start embracing our naturalness a lot more.
Yeah, I agree.
Which, I mean, I feel like the society we're in right now has
become more minimalist.
Yes, yeah, compared to what 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Like, I feel like a lot of it's great to see that women are really starting to accept the beauty that they have, in and out.
You know what I think it is? I think because look at our little sisters. Like, right. Luna went from waking up,
right,
slapping a face on and then going to school, and now she's like become such a minimalist. And I feel like their generation is actually starting to wake up and realize that all these celebrities, this fake shit, is just a scam. And so I think that they're angrier than ever, like the Gen Zers, because they're born into this. Like, they didn't get even a glimpse of the world that we lived in where technology didn't exist.
Right.
So I really sympathize with them, and hope that our tribe, our organization, and anyone who's listening that works with or has Gen Zers in their household or in their circle can reach out when they can and extend a helping hand or just a listening ear, because this generation is what's going to change our world. So the more we pour energy into them, and the more we teach them, and the more that we mentor and guide them, the more successful the life of our children and our grandchildren and future generations, even if it's not our own kids, are going to have.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Just like planting the seeds.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be surprised, like, one little word can really stick with people, and just, especially the younger generation.
Yeah.
Shit. I see it with our sisters, like, brothers.
Our niece.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see. I stopped wearing makeup even. I saw that, and then. Okay. I just still want to figure out how we can save these videos to our camera roll, so that way we can upload it to other platforms. But I guess with that being said, I guess some of our tribe members are busy with their family members. But thanks for everybody who hopped on and who listened and who contributed to our conversation. Until next time, love y'all.
Okay. Are you sure you want to end?